All right, people. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Unstable. I hope it is not unstable. Can everyone hear me? Am I good? Am I good? Hello, everybody. Welcome to the world of ArvBox 2.0, I hope. What's going on, everyone? Awesome. Hello, hello, everybody. So this is a brief test, 45 minutes to an hour probably test of ArvBox 2.0. And yeah, the stream is fine for me. I haven't had any drop frames on my end. I am doing this from downstairs using wireless on purpose because I wanted to see how this goes. But ArvBook 1.0, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to have to think about it. I guess there's a part of me that feels a little bit nostalgic about ArvBox. Like, you know, if I do end up going with this new setup, it's going to be a lot easier. But man, like, I mean, I did a lot with that thing. I mean, that thing went literally across the country. That actually went to another country. It traveled internationally with me. It pretty much took whatever I had, threw at it and just kept on ticking. So I have a lot of it. And I built it myself. So I have a lot of fondness in my heart for ArvBox. But the reality is that if this setup works, it's going to be a lot easier for me. Yeah, exactly, Aridinal, exactly. So the reality is if this works, then it's going to be a nice setup for me. So this is ArvBox 2.0, and I wanted to give this a shot. It's basically using my new laptop, which I got back in December, which was issued by my university. This is a T480S, a Lenovo T480S. So it's got it's got an 8th generation i5 V Pro. I just started thinking about, when I started finding out about some of these like external graphics boxes, I started thinking about what possibilities would be there, but they were all too big. And then I found this one that was not only not too big, but was also cheap enough. So let me get rid of this and let me turn on that. There we go. Hi, everyone. This is also using the integrated webcam, and I probably will end up switching over because it's okay, but I don't love it, so I may end up just switching over to my my C920, which is going to be much better because it's not an integrated webcam. Like, this is okay, but like I think the other one is going to be better. But so I brought this down, and the thing is, I got this working with my. Right now I'm looking at all of you on my laptop monitor, and then I've got my external monitor over here. So the only problem with this dock that I found so far is that I do not have a lot of the Thunderbolt cable that I'm using is pretty small. So I'm going to turn this around as best I can without breaking any wires. And I'm going to show you what the setup looks like. So there's my monitor. Okay, so there's my monitor. You can see that's the 15-inch monitor. That's my portable monitor, which I'm still going to be using because I can move my stuff over onto that side. And right there, down there, is the box. That is there you go. Can't get my mirror right. That's the graphics card. That's the Lenovo Thunderbolt 3 dock that has a GTX 1050 in it, which, as advertised, was not easy to set up. Mostly just because the drivers were weird. I still am not 100% sure it's doing everything it needs to, because it looks to me as if my main display is still running on the integrated graphics and the other monitor is running on the GTX 1050. But I played a couple of test things and it looked like it was pretty good, and that's why I wanted to try this test stream to see whether or not it's going to work here. Because otherwise, like, it's, yeah, exactly, and then all the wires break. Because like this thing is like so, it's just small. Like it's like really portable. And in fact, the power brick is not quite as big as the card, but it's pretty close. So yeah, you want the monitor off the eGPU. So I've got. So the thing is, I've got the portable monitor, the monitor that has the larger screen space, where I'm going to be keeping chat. Where I'm going to be keeping OBS, where I'm going to be keeping like different monitor stuff that I have. Everything that I need that's not the game is going to go over there. Right now, the plan is to be able to play the game, and obviously my webcam's here in front of me, and to play the game on my laptop screen because that's right where my keyboard is. So it's going to be a lot easier for that. So, oh, I see. So I actually have it set up the right way, you mean? Okay. Well, that could very well be the case. But But I mean, I already just having this second monitor that I can use over here just gives me so much more screen area. And I'm not going to need to bring this if I'm just doing like one of my Fantasy Friction Fridays creative writing streams. I don't need to worry about that because all I'm literally streaming is me typing away on my word processor with the webcam. I don't need to do the sort of song and dance. But if I'm doing everything else, I literally have to bring the box, the monitor, the and obviously the power cord. And by the way, the power thing powers both the dock and powers the computer and powers the monitor. So everything is powered off of the dock. So that's also pretty cool because it actually could run 2 other displays. You could run like 4 displays off this thing up to 4K, which I would not want to do, but in any case, so that sort of cuts down on the stuff that you actually have to bring. So if I'm the good thing about this setup is that if I've got the monitor, all I have to basically bring is the external monitor, which folds flat, and then the box. And then I've got my microphone always comes with the computer anyway. These headphones that I'm using come with the key I keep in my computer bag. But if I was going if I was traveling, I would probably take my Bose noise canceling that I use on the road, but that has its own case. So basically you put it all together, it'll fit probably into like, I don't know, it would fit like into this and probably even less than that. And would weigh about 1/10 of what it weighs now. So I just kept thinking about it. And I'm just kind of like, this thing, if I have the option to do this and it works properly, and also the other thing is the ArvBox graphics card now is a Radeon, I think 7700, which is from like 2013. Because it was an old card of mine that I put into the ArvBox when I built it, and I built it like 4 years ago. So this thing, a GTX 1050, is going to be way better than that. And it's a 4 gig card, by the way. It's got 4 gigs of onboard video RAM, which is nice. So it's going to be way better than that would be. And I'm using Windows 10 on this laptop. That's what this is, as opposed to Windows 8.1, which is on ArvBox. So I just was looking at all the options. I'm like, what am I doing? Like that'll just be, I don't know. So I feel like it's going to be a lot faster, but that's one of the reasons that we're doing this. So yeah, my old ArvBox, the ArvBox 1 had this. So that means that I'll be able to run this at, 720 by 60, which is what I think I have this set to right now. Actually, I should check and see. What do I have this set to right now? Yeah, so it should be going out at 720 by 60. So there's just a lot of things that are going to it'll make it better. And I'm like, why not use and also because this is an ultralight laptop, just all told, it's going to be a lot less weight. I also won't have to worry about dealing with security in the airports because I'll just be like, here's my laptop bag instead of having to worry about that plus the rolly thing. So again, ArvBox did an amazing job for me, but if I can get this working properly, then so. All right, but the acid test is going to be what this looks like. So, all right. So we're going to play us some Slay the Spire. So we're going to take a look and see how this works. And I don't know yet, but we will find out. You have a couple NVIDIA 9800 GTX Plus cards. Well, that's the thing too, is that this laptop also doesn't even have, this is like not even, like they did, and I understand why. The university did not get the dedicated graphics card. There's 2 options on the 480S. There's a dedicated graphics card, and then there's the sort of onboard thing. So they opted for the onboard thing, and I can't blame them. Like, they're issuing these to all faculty. It's expensive. Honestly, most faculty are not going to need some kind of excess thing, and I normally wouldn't if it weren't for the fact that I'm planning to stream on this. So streaming on this means that if I'm doing it portably, I have the chance to do something like that. So yeah, so we're going to give this a shot. So I'm going to see how this works, and what I'll be asking for is if people can tell how this seems. So let's get the sound going. Okay, how are we doing on sound, folks? Too loud, or is it okay? It was loud? Okay. So I got to cut that down. Where is my volume mixer? Here's my volume mixer. All right, let's throw that over there. Yes, I am using the touchpad. So this is this loud right now? Is that too loud? Oh, is it really? Oh gosh. It's too loud, okay. This is really quiet too. It's interesting. I wonder why it's so loud, because I have it down. It's like at 8 on volume right now. How's that? Is that any better? Check 1 2, check 1 2. Is that any better? How's that? Actually, wait. Okay. I mean, right now it's on 2. Oh, you know what? Maybe the issue... Okay, wait a second, wait a second. Oh, God. Sorry. Okay, how's that? How's that? Check 1 2, check 1 2. It's not doing anything. Well, wait a minute. Maybe I should check it in here. How's that? Is that better? I just turned that down. Is that any better? Yeah? Okay, please tell me, because I need to know, because... Much better? Okay. I don't want to overcompensate, but I want to make sure that it's okay. So this is better? Okay. Now, can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear me all right? Check 1 2 2, check 1 2, sibilance, sibilance, check 1 2 1 2. Buckle my shoe. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. No, I have a mouse actually, Snicer, but I'm trying to play this. No, I do have a mouse. I'm just trying to play this with limited room to kind of see. Okay, that's what I want it to be. Cool. Also, hi Rucka. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I've got my mouse is not. I have limited room on purpose on this table. I'm trying to replicate some of the conditions that I might be under. There will be many places where I'll have even better conditions and some places where I'll have worse, but this is going to be fairly average. So the idea is to try to cut down on the number of things I have to bring. I'm already thinking that I'm going to have to bring my C920 webcam with me, because it's just so much better than this onboard cam, and I'll probably bring a mouse, but I don't want to overdo the number of things that I have. So I'll cut back the sound just a little more. Okay. Yeah, I don't like trackballs though, Snicer. I could do that. I've never liked trackballs, honestly. They just feel weird to me. I don't know why. Okay, so final check. Is that good volume-wise now, for the most part? People feel cool about the volume? Good? For the most part? Yeah. Yeah, they just, I mean, like, literally it's a mouse in reverse, right? So... Sound is good. Okay. Okay. Now I have one other question. Right now I have night light on this, so I'm going to check something. I'm going to switch that off for a second. Oh, I don't have it on. Oh, I thought I did. Okay. Did that make any difference in terms of what you guys just saw? I just turned on Nightlight. Did you notice, which basically takes away the blue color and just makes it emphasis on red because it's better for the eyes at night? Did that change what you guys saw on your end? I'll toggle it again. So this is Nightlight off. Nightlight is off now. And now I'm going to toggle it on. No change. Okay, that's good. That means it's just on my end. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it off for the moment, but just so I can kind of keep that in mind. Okay. Okay, good. So I have a question. How many of you have played Slay the Spire? How many of you have played this game? You watch Rob play it? Okay. So I actually think that, yeah, I know that Rob's a big fan of this too. I have put so far 120 hours into this game off stream over the course of many months because I started playing it in beta. This is a great game. Like, I kind of am up and down on card games, and I don't particularly like roguelikes, but something about this game just really works. And it's funny, you know, I got this game right around the time that Lord of the Rings came out, the card game. And I have not gotten back to Lord of the Rings card game. I tried a couple of times, and I just keep being annoyed at the way the mechanics are set up. I think it's way too difficult. I'm just not happy with it. And yet, man, this game is solid. So it's really, really good. So what I have done so far is, for those of you who don't know what this is, so your job is to basically get through, it's a card game, you build your deck basically over time, developing your deck, and then you go up room by room. Sometimes there are special encounters, you can buy cards from merchants, you can get treasure chests, and you can also fight. So you fight a lot of creatures who also have their own deck of cards. What makes this game, I think, really interesting is the fact that you can see the intents of the enemy. So you'll always know exactly how much damage they're going to do, and if they're planning to attack you, or buff themselves, or debuff you. That makes everything better because it basically takes away a lot of the in-combat randomness. You still, of course, don't know exactly what cards you're going to get. You know the pool of cards, but you don't know what particular cards you're going to get. And the map is randomly generated when you go onto it. But within the combats, you know what's going on. It's more predictable, which makes it a lot easier to sort of figure out this stuff. What's up, Dino? What's going on, man? And so, the job of the character is to go all the way up to the top of the 3rd floor, beat the boss there, and then for a while that was the end of the game. There was a heart, this big pulsing heart that you were supposed to hit, and then you hit it, and then you were knocked unconscious, and then that was the end of the game. But in fact, there is an actual end of the game, which I have never gotten to. I mean, I've gotten to it, but I've never won it. And so what we have to do is I've got to go up 3 floors. Each floor has its own boss. So you go Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. After the 3rd boss, if you've acquired 3 keys, and the keys are held right up here, 3 keys. If you've acquired 3 keys, and you beat the final boss in Act 3, then you get to go to Act 4, which is basically just a couple of rooms, and then the final boss is the heart itself. And if you beat the heart, you win the game. I have not managed to do that yet. I've gotten through Act 3, so I've basically won with each of the 3 characters that you can play in the vanilla game, and that is the Ironbound, which is the one I'm playing with right now. The Ironclad. The Silent, who's basically like an assassin type, and then the Defect, who's probably my favorite, who's kind of this automaton that uses orbs to attack things. It's pretty sweet. Doing well, Dino. This is a practice as well. So I'm going to try playing this. This is the Ironbound, and we're going to see how the run goes. So this creature, Niao, as you go through, you find out more of the lore. I still don't know exactly what this is, but everyone just kind of refers to it as the whale. And because I reached the boss of Act 1, I got a bonus at the beginning of the next run. So you have these options. You can obtain a random colorless uncommon card, which is just what it says. You can obtain a random common relic, and a relic goes up here, and it basically has permanent effects on your character. So right now you start with the relic Burning Blood, which means at the end of every combat I heal 6 hit points. Hit points are up here. Obtain a curse. You get 2 random colorless cards, but a curse is another card that goes into your deck, and it can affect like you know, if you end with this card in your hand after the turn, you are weakened by 1 point or things like that. And then the final one is lose your starting relic and obtaining a random boss relic. Now the boss relics are usually the best relics you can get, but the starting relic, this one, is too good to lose in my opinion. One of the strengths of him is he's good at direct attack, and he is tough, so you know it takes a lot to kill him. So getting rid of this doesn't actually work, to my mind, this way. The thing about the defect is that it is so satisfying when you get stuff going on the defect. Do you know that it's so fun to watch him he's just enjoyable to play. But okay, so out of this I'm going to choose random common relic because some of those common relics can be really valuable. So let's see what we get. That's a good one. So that is start each combat with 1 strength, and as you can see, strength adds additional damage to attacks. His big thing is strength, so that's awesome. So that's a good one to have. All right, here we go. Now here's the map. So this is the map leading up to the top of Act 1. Each one of these things is a room. And the thing waiting at the end is a creature called the Hexaghost, which is not too bad. By the time we get up there, we'll have a deck to handle it. So the thing about this that's a little bit different from earlier versions of the game is that you need to get these 3 keys so that you can, at the end of Act 3, get onto the heart. So the keys are found in 3 places. One of the keys is found in these campfires, where you can normally either rest or you can improve one of your cards, or in this case you can get a key. So there's that. Then one of the elite creatures, these creatures here are just regular monsters. These ones with the horns are elite creatures. They're tougher, but they also have higher rewards. But this one with the flame around it actually has the second key that we need, so we're going to have to use the path that goes by that. And then the last key is found in one of the treasure chests, so that'll be easy right there. So what we probably want to do is we want to make sure that we head up that way. So we need to decide what our starting path is going to be. The other thing is that because you can buy stuff from the merchant, but I don't like buying stuff early on because you want to build up your gold so that you can get some really good cards and relics and things like that from the merchant later on. So what I'm going to do is try to take a path that will allow me to go to the merchant later in the act, if possible, although I don't actually think there is anyone like that. Because the latest merchant, the farthest up the floor, is this one, and I can't do that because then I won't be able to get over to this guy. So I'm going to have to hope that there is a merchant in one of these question mark rooms. Some of the question mark rooms can have merchants. And if I don't get one there, then I'll just do one in Act 2. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, so I'm going to... So because that's the case... I think I'll go up this way. I'll take a chance that maybe I'll get some gold and I'll stop by him. And then I'm going to go up here, and then through that guy. So we will start down here. Okay, so battle starts. So I've got 1 strength to begin with. So this shows you what I mean. So you've got each of these people is going to attack you, okay? So this guy will do 5 damage when he attacks. This guy will do 7 damage when he attacks. And he's also going to do a negative effect, which basically means his attack will do something like weaken you or whatever. I have a set of cards that I can use, and I also have energy that it requires to use them. The number on the top left of the card is how much it costs to actually play the card. And then this over here is the amount of energy that you have total, and that resets every turn. This is the thing that you want to get higher and higher over the course of the game if you can, because it just means you can play more cards in a turn, which is pretty good. So I have to worry about these guys both attacking me, but I have one benefit, which is that I know at the end of the combat I'll be able to heal 6 hit points for free. So as a consequence, I really need to get rid of one of these. So okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I am going to... Seven and 7. Okay, I'm going to attack this guy 7. 7 more. Okay, so he's dead. And I'm going to use this last one to defend, which will give me 5 block. Now, when you get block, the attack damage gets taken off your block, which is this little number in the shield, first. So that means that I'm going to be shielded for 5. So he's going to attack me, he'll do 5 points to the shield, and then the leftover will go onto my hit points, which means he'll only do 2 points of damage. So I end turn, he attacks, zap, 2 points. And his special thing is that he gives me slime, which kind of slows me down, but I don't really care about that. Okay, so now I'm going to hit him for 7, 7, and I will again defend myself for 5. So he's down to 14. And early on, you have very little in your deck. Like, it's just a very basic size straight-up deck. Over time, you build up your deck considerably. Alright, so I need to do 14 points of damage to him, and I can get rid of him this turn. 7, 14, and he's dead. So now I'm going to restore my hit points, so I'm up to full again. I get 10 gold, and I get a card. So one of the cool things about this game is the fact that over time, your game every time is going to be somewhat different based upon choices that you make. So as I'm looking at this, right now I see Warcry, which I don't love, because if you play this in a game, play this in a combat, it allows you to draw a card, and then you can put a card from your hand onto the top of your draw pile. So it basically sets you up so that you can use a card next turn. The problem is you then exhaust it, which means you can't use it for the rest of the combat, and it's just not worth wasting a spot in my deck, in my opinion. So then you've got this, Havoc, play the top card of your draw pile and exhaust it. Again, that's too haphazard, unpredictable. So I don't really love any of these cards, honestly, but I will take True Grit, which is gain 7 block. The problem with True Grit is that you exhaust a random card in your hand. So this is a card that I'm going to want to use towards the end when I've used up my other cards in my hand, because I don't want to exhaust a card in my hand, because it means I can't use it for the rest of combat. So, but I'm going to take True Grit for now, because I do need more block. Okay, then I proceed. So I made it through that room, so now I can go right or left, and we said we're going to go left, so we're going to go here. This is a question mark room. This can be one of a number of things. So you come across an inconspicuous pedestal with a shining gold idol sitting peacefully atop it. Looks incredibly valuable. Everyone's still with me, by the way? Everyone can still hear me okay? And everything? I just want to make sure that this is working so far. Okay, good. Thank you. Cool. Alright, looks incredibly valuable. You sure don't see any traps nearby. I will obtain it and take a trap. So now, as you grab the idol and stow it away, a giant boulder smashes through the ceiling of the ground next to you. You realize the floor is slanted downwards as the boulder starts to roll towards you. So, I can either become cursed, which gives me an injury, take 20 damage, which is not terrible, but a little weird, and then lose 6 maximum hit points. This is definitely not, because you don't want to lose maximum hit points, especially early. Taking 20 damage is not as bad for the Ironclad, because he has more hit points to begin with, and he can gain some of them back in combat. But I think I'm going to choose this one, because this particular curse is not that big a deal. You can see that what it does is, it means I'm going to have a card which is unplayable, but it doesn't do anything to me. It just basically is a card that is using up an otherwise useful slot. But when I go to a merchant, I can pay him money to remove that curse. So I'm going to take this. Run! You barely leap into a side passageway as the boulder rushes by. Unfortunately, it feels like you sprained something, however. Yeah, whatever. I got the golden idol, which is good because A, enemies drop 25% more gold, and B, there are some encounters in the game where if you have the golden idol, it gives you a ton more gold. So, okay, now we're going to go to the merchant. This is my boy, the merchant. Okay, so here's what he's got to sell. So he has got these relics. And they're too expensive for me, which is another reason I like to save my money until later. Yeah, that's kind of an interesting one. At the start of your turn, you gain 2 strength. All enemies gain 1 strength. So you keep ahead of them, but that is very much a kill them quickly before they kill you type of thing, which is kind of rough. Okay, then we have potions that we can get, which are usable, one-use only things that go up here. And then various cards you can see here. And we've got that card removal service. I think what I'm probably going to do is I want to save my money for later, but what I am going to get one of these cards, and that's this one. So this one is Perfected Strike. As you can see, it says deal 6 damage, and it deals 2 additional damage for all your cards containing the word strike. Yeah, it is pretty funny. So if you look at this right now, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards with strike. And so that means that this card is actually going to do 10 additional damage plus the 6, so it's going to do 16 points of damage. Early on, it helps to have a card that does a lot of damage, because there'll be some creatures that you run into that you'll really want to kind of nail. And because this is on sale, that means that I'm not using up a lot of my money, so I'm going to pick up that card. I'm not going to use the card removal service, because as I said, I don't think that's that big a deal, so... And I'm out. Okay, next combat. The Jaw Worm. Okay, This guy's not a big deal as long as you don't take forever to kill him. So, so here's a way to sort of play this out. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going to hit him for 1. So that's 7 points of damage. I have 2 points of energy left. So I'm going to defend myself with the second. Now, I'm going to use True Grit, and here's why. What's up, Bill Broadcast? How are you? I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Good to see you. So here's the deal with this. If I use True Grit, I might exhaust this Defend card, which isn't great, but I might also exhaust the Injury card, which means I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the combat. So I'm going to try doing that. Worst comes to worst, it means that I lost the shield, which is not a big deal this early in the game. And unfortunately, that's the one that was exhausted. Oh well, that's okay. But I also have 12 blocks, so when he hits me, he's not going to do any damage because it was all taken up by my shield. So that was good. Here's this Perfected Strike. So see, now it does 19 points of damage, which is a lot of damage, so wabam. And because he's not going to attack me, he's going to be using a buff. So because of that, I can just use just all attack cards on him. So I'm going to, and he's already down to 8 points, so he's almost dead. How is the stream looking, guys, in terms of the overall look? And I got my Perfected Strike back, and as you can see, he has 6 block and 8 hit points, and this does 19 damage, so wham, dead. Get the 6 points back. I get a Smoke Bomb, which lets me escape from a non-boss combat. That's useful, and add a card to my deck. Looks good so far. I'm glad to hear it. That is good. Okay, the Headbutt is a very useful card for him, because what a Headbutt does is, first of all, it's 1 point of energy for 9 damage, which is a good trade-off. Secondly, it puts a card from your discard pile on top of your draw pile, which means you definitely get to use that card next round. So a lot of times it's useful where he hits for like that big Perfected Strike that I just hit with. If I use Headbutt in the same turn, it means that I will get to use Perfected Strike again next turn. So these combo things that you put together end up working really well. So I'm going to go with that. Okay, another combat. These small little guys, louses. Combat gets a lot harder, you know, later on, as you might expect. Okay, so now when he gets hit, his special thing is that he curls up and shields himself, but not for a lot. And I'm going to use everything to kill him, because that means that he's going to hit me for 5 points of damage, but I heal automatically 6 points of damage. So now I'm just fighting one guy. He against one person is really useful. He has a little bit of a harder time against groups, but against one person he's easy. Okay, so this is an example of what I was talking about. So if I use this, oh, he's dead. But if he had any points left, I could have used Headbutt, taken that Perfected card, Perfected Strike, and put it right back on top of my draw pile. Okay, so I get 30 gold. Okay, now, a couple of things to consider. This one deals 5 damage twice. That's useful, and it also has the strike in the card title, so that means that that Perfected Strike is also going to get more powerful. However, Iron Wave is useful because it gives me attack and block with the same card. So I basically gain 5 block at the same time I'm doing 5 damage. But the real benefit is this Heavy Blade, and here's why. It does 14 damage, and Strength affects this card 3 times, which basically means that every point of Strength that I have gets multiplied 3 times onto this. So instead of doing 14 plus 1 Strength, which is what this gives me, so that I have 15, it's 14 plus 3. So this is 17 right out of the gate. And every time I increase my strength, this just gets stronger. So Heavy Blade is definitely what we're looking at. Okay, so now we come to the fire. So we have 3 choices here. We could rest, which would allow me to heal for 30% of my maximum hit points, but I'm already at full, so I'm not going to do that. I could smith, which means I could upgrade one of my cards in my deck, either making it stronger or making it less energy to use. But instead what I'm going to do is recall, which allows me to get the ruby key. And that will allow me to get one of the 3 keys I need for the end of the game. So now we proceed. We're going to go on over to here and get ready for our league combat in just a minute. This guy can be annoying under some circumstances. So this dude, he basically hits you for damage, and then every time he does, he steals gold, and then he runs. That's basically what he does. So this is going to do 17 damage, and this is going to do 19 damage. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit him. I'm going to try to kill him quickly. So 19 damage, and then I'm going to use Headbutt. And Headbutt will get back the card that I just used, so I'll have Perfected Strike next turn. He's going to hit me for 10, but I'm still going to do enough damage to kill him off next turn. What's up, Michelle? Good to see you, man. So as you can see, I have my Perfected Strike back, and this bastard is dead. So I get back my gold, I heal 6, so I only lost 4 total points in that combat overall. And I get a potion, and... ooh, okay. So now I have 3 choices. I have Infernal Blade, which adds a random attack into my hand, which costs 0 this turn. That's useful, but then you have to exhaust it. Dropkick. So vulnerable, you can sometimes use cards to make enemies vulnerable. They take 50% more damage from attacks. And Dropkick, if you use a Dropkick on a vulnerable enemy, not only do you do damage, but you also get another energy and draw a card. So that can be useful. But in this case, the winner here is Reaper, because Reaper is, as you can see from that gold, it means it's a rare card. Reaper means that it deals 4 damage to all enemies, and you heal hit points equal to unblocked damage. So if I'm fighting 3 enemies and I do 4 points of damage to each of them, I heal 12 points, which is pretty useful. So that's the winner right there. Okay, time for the elite combat. So these guys are harder, as I mentioned. Okay, so this is an example of that. So these 3 guys, he's not as good against multiple people, as I said, but having that Reaper will probably help in this situation. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to bash this guy, which is only going to give him, it normally would apply vulnerable to him, but he has a special ability called an artifact, which means that he gets to negate one of those. So this isn't going to hit him for vulnerable, but it's still going to do 9 damage. And then I'm going to defend because he's going to hit me for 9 points of damage. These other guys are not going to attack me. They're going to use something which is going to do a debuff to me, and the specific thing it's going to do is it's going to put dazed cards in my hand, which is annoying because they use up spots that would normally be used for something else. But, you know, whatever. That gives me time to do other things. Okay. So now I've got this. So same scenario, and I'm going to go after the same guy because I won't be able to kill them off before they attack me anyway. So I'm going to use this, 17 damage. Okay, and I'm going to defend myself for 5. 5 dexterity, yeah. He's going to hit me, and that's going to do 4 damage. He's going to try to daze me, and he's going to hit me for all 9. Okay. Now, here's an example of just what I was talking about. Here's that Reaper, so watch. I'm going to use this, it's going to do 5 points of damage to each of them, and I will heal 15 damage total. That's pretty useful. And then I've got this one left. I could defend against it, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and it will give me a choice of what I want back on my hand. I'm going to put the heavy blade so I can make sure that I kill him off. So that was good. Now he's going to do 9 points of damage to me, but next turn I'm going to kill him. And that'll just leave these 2 guys to deal with. Okay, so I'm going to kill him. Okay, he's dead. So now I got 2 of these guys. Now I'm going to use True Grit. Now in this case, this is fine because exhausting my dazed cards, I don't want these cards anyway. They're going to go at the end of the turn anyway because you see this thing that says Ethereal. If the card is in your hand at the end of the turn, it's exhausted anyway, and those cards are removed from your deck until the end of combat. But I'm going to use True Grit because it will give me 7 block, which will help against their attacks. And you saw one of the dazed exhausted. These other 2 will exhaust. Okay. Now they're still going to do damage to me. Now, excuse me, now I can attack them. So, now they're not attacking me, they're just going to daze me. Sounds good. Thanks, Rock God. I'm glad that it looks good and sounds good. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And, by the way, oh, I never put, my bad, I never put the Patreon status up here. I thought I did. Did I not? No, I did not. Good night, Rock God. Sleep well. Why is it not? Okay. Alright, give me 1 sec, folks. Let me just adjust this. I forgot that I did not add that. We were actually up to 367.96 because we got a pledge from someone. My alerts are not working yet because I haven't converted them over, unfortunately. So I am unfortunately going to apologize in advance for that. There's always a little bit of adjustment to do with these things. Yeah, enjoy Pillars. It is good stuff. Okay. Right. There's that. Alright, and that's going to go over the... Nope, nope, nope. There we go. Perfect. Okay, sorry about that. Now we got that fixed. Lovely. Alright. Where was I? I was going to attack because there is no reason not to attack. So I'm going to attack with all due diligence of speed. Okay. She'll headbutt you. And I will put the heavy blade on top of my deck for next time. Attack you again. Attack you again. Okay. Okay, so I should be able to kill him off this turn. Ugh, all those dazed. See? So bad. Okay. 19 damage and 17 damage. Ah, okay. Shoot. Well, that sucks. I hoped that I was going to be able to kill him, but I can't because I got all these stupid dazed cards. So that means they're going to do 18 points of damage. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I don't love these guys in this scenario because he's just not as good against groups. Okay. Now, fortunately though, I can kill him off this turn. I can kill. And I can start attacking that guy. I'm going to put one defense up even though he's not going to attack me anyway. So now I can focus all my attention on the remaining sentries. So that'll be okay. I just don't like how much health I had to lose getting there. Okay. Now, that vulnerable isn't going to work because of his artifact, but now that's gone. He's going to do 7 more points. I was reading an interesting article about this, and one of the points they made was it was so weird for them to imagine like being able to know exactly what the person's going to do, what the enemy's going to do, but it makes such a huge difference that every single time you know exactly what the enemy's going to do. It really helps with the strategy. Okay, so he's going to daze me again, but I got this covered now. I just lost a lot of health there because of that whole scenario, so... Okay, damage, and damage, and you're dead. Okay. So I'm going to get 6 points back, that's 33. So, okay, I got 34 gold. Now, Happy Flower. Every 3 turns gain energy. I love the Happy Flower. It's a really good relic to get. The Emerald Key is the second key that we need to get up past that 4th floor. Skill Potion. Choose 1 of 3 random skill cards to add your hand. It costs 0, so I'll put that up in the potion slot. And last, add a card to my deck. Okay, all these are okay. So applying 3 weak and vulnerable to all enemies, that's Shockwave, but then you exhaust it. Gaining 8 block and drawing a card is useful, and then Flex, gaining 2 strength and then losing 2 strength at the end of it. Flex is not bad either. I think I'm going to go with... Let me take a quick look at my... Yeah. I think I'm going to get a Shrug It Off, actually, for this one and go with more block. Okay. And now we have this, and this is going to be a chest. And that Centennial Puzzle, so I have a choice. I can either get the key or I can get the Centennial Puzzle, but I don't want the Centennial Puzzle, I want the Sapphire Key. So now we have all 3 keys, we're good to go. And now we get to go to the fire. Now this time we definitely want to rest because we got hit pretty hard in that last elite fight, so 57 out of 80, okay. So now we're here. So now what I'm going to do is dodge that monster. I'm going to go to the question mark. Could still be a fight. It's not. Okay, so you come across a dead adventurer in the floors. Pants have been stolen. Also, the armor and face appear to be scoured by flames. Those positions are still intact. You're no mind to find out what happened here. I'm going to find loot. I found some gold, and that's all I'm going to do because I don't really... My health is not great enough to be able to be sure of anything else, so... Okay, I'm going to dodge that elite by going here. And I found a merchant. Convenient. Ah, okay, now, this is interesting. So these nunchucks are pretty cool. Every time you play 10 attacks, get an energy. This one, upon pickup, you raise your max hit points by 10. That's pretty cool. And then you have different cards here. There are some good cards in this. The deal 9 damage from one card isn't bad. The add a random attack isn't bad. This is useful when you combine it with other cards. And then you got the card removal service. But in this case, I think I'm going to do this, and here's why. That membership card means that I'll get a 50% discount on all products. That's not going to help me here because I won't have enough gold anyway. But going forward, a 50% discount is going to be nice because I will still get to go to a merchant in Act 2 and Act 3 and maybe even Act 4. So I'm picking up this membership card. Okay, so that was good. Alright, now we're going to the monster. More of these louses. This will not be a problem. Oh, and that's a good start actually, because this Reaper will allow me to get 15 points right off the bat. Wabam! I will take that back. That was really nice actually. And I'm not going to use well, yeah, actually I will use True Grit. Because it exhausted my defense, but whatever. It was a better defense than would have been the case otherwise. Okay. I just said, oh, I should say lice. My bad. Louses. You rotten louses. Those who fight glass louses shouldn't throw stones. Isn't that how it works? Okay. So here I can kill one of them. Actually, I can kill two of them. So this is going to work out well. I'm going to kill this guy, first of all. Zap. And then I've got this will allow me to kill the other one that's got high levels of damage. And I will put this Perfected Strike on the top. And he's going to do 5 damage to me, but that's okay. Okay. And Perfected Strike, you're dead. Now, plus the 6 points, that means we actually gained health in that situation, so that worked out. So now, I can only keep 3 of these. I actually prefer these to the Swift Potion, so I'm going to skip that. So add a card to my hand. Now, so we've got a chance. You should throw all the stones. That's very true. You should be doing that. Glass Louse. So, Shrug it off, Twin Strike, deal 5 damage twice, or Perfected Strike. Definitely Perfected Strike, because not only now Perfected Strike, this card, Perfected Strike, will be improved because of my other strikes, and the other Perfected Strike will also benefit from this. So I'm going to do that for sure. Okay. And then you have to be careful at a certain point. You don't want to get like 70 cards in your deck. You do want to kind of be careful about which cards you take and don't take. I don't think as much in some places as people might think, but still. Okay, monster. What's up, Nonstop? Yeah, this is a test of ArvBox 2.0. I'm testing ArvBox 2.0 as we speak. Okay, I'm going to gain 8 block and draw a card. I got me a Perfected Strike. I love it. Zap. There you go, Aaron. There you go. Okay, now I got my Reaper, which is good. Well, that's probably... yeah, it's pretty good, actually. Although, let me think about this, though. Because if I use this, it's going to do 5 damage to him. And I'm going to heal 5 damage. But then I'll only have 1 point left. He'll do 3. Yeah, I'll still come out ahead, so I'm going to do it. So, I get 5, and then I defend myself with the other one. He will do 3, so I will have gained 2 points. Which is not great, but whatever. How you doing, Nonstop? And because of my Happy Flower, I now have 4 points. So that'll be useful. So, we are going to strike you once, strike you twice, and strike you 3 times. 6 points means I'm at 71 out of 80. Very useful. Okay. So now I've got the Infernal Blade, which is interesting. Pummel I don't really love that much. I don't really understand 2 damage 4 times is... I don't understand why that... I think it's kind of a crappy card. Disarm, enemy loses 2 strength is nice. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, and now we have the last resting spot before the boss. Now, the question is, do I, with Hexaghost, do I need those 9 points? I don't think so. I think I'm going to smith the card. So, if I upgrade a card in my deck, I go down here. Now, I'm fighting only a single creature, so what I'm going to do here is this will allow me to upgrade. So Perfected Strike, right? Deal 6 damage, 2 additional damage. If I upgrade it, it will deal 3 additional damage for all my cards containing Strike, which means it's going to sort of increase, not exponentially, but it will definitely be more powerful. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, it's better. That's true, Nonstop. It's better, but it's still... there's other cards that I think I improved over that. Okay, here we go. Hexaghost time. Yeah, I'm going Strike build because of the way that my deck worked out so far. Okay, so it's not attacking me, which means I can just go straight after it. Oh, wait. And also, I want to drink this potion. That's good. That gives me Infernal Blade. Random attack, which costs 0. Uppercuts. Very nice. 14 damage plus 1 weak and 1 vulnerable. I love it. Should have done that first, actually, but whatever. Okay, so good. Nice opening salvo. 41 points of damage. Now, this first thing it does is it sort of fires up, as you'll see, and it's going to hit me with a really powerful attack. So, it's nice to be able to try to do what I'm doing right now. I will disarm it, which cuts it down to 4 times 6, and then I will defend myself for the rest, but I'm going to do more than that, because this gives me dexterity. So this 5 dexterity means that dexterity basically improves the block I gain from the cards. It's only going to last for 1 turn, but that's all it needs to last. So I'm going to drink this, and that means I get now, instead of 6 block, I get 10. 10, 20, which means he's only going to end up doing 4 total damage to me when all is said and done, which is not a big deal. Okay. Now, you can see now that he's back to just like average difficulty, and he's going to gradually build up each one of these flames, and at the end of 6 turns, he will then hit me with another powerful attack again. Hopefully that will not be an issue. So, I have 4 points here, which means I can WTF pwn him on this one. So, we're going to hit him with the Perfected Strike, 28 damage. Then we're going to hit him again with the Heavy Blade. So I have a choice here. I could hit him with the Reaper, which does 5 damage to him, and will restore 5 points to me. The problem is that he's then going to hit me for 4, which means I only gained 1. It wasn't worth it. So Heavy Blade makes more sense. That was a lot of damage that turn. So he's going to hit me with 4, which is not a big deal. The only problem with his Seer attack is that it means I get a burn, which at the end of your hand, when it comes up in my hand, at the end of my turn does 2 points of damage, which is kind of, you know, but what are you going to do? Alright, I'm going to hit this dude for Perfected Strike, first of all. Okay, now I have a choice, which is I can headbutt him, which does 10 damage. I'm going to do this, even though I'm not going to get a, well... Yeah, I'm going to do this, because it means that I'm going to get my Perfected Strike back next turn. I'm going to take 2 damage from this, and then 6 more damage from him there. But that's okay. Okay. Here is my Perfected Strike. More damage. Alright, 1 out of 5 at 250, because that's Seer again. Okay. Again with the Perfected Strike, but this time I'm going to do the Uppercut first, because the Uppercut is going to do not just damage, but also apply him 1 weak and more vulnerable, so he'll be more vulnerable to the next attack. So I hit him with this, 91. Now I hit him with this, and it does even more damage because of that, so now he's way down. So he is inflamed, which means that he's strengthened himself up, so that's going to be more of a hit. So this time, I'm going to... I know I'm going to want to block at least some of this, so I'm going to throw a Shrug It Off first, because you gain an 8 block and you draw a card, and if I get a good card, I can still use it. Okay, not a big deal. So I'm going to use this 1 strike to hit him, and then I'm going to defend myself. So that's 13 block, which means he's not going to get through this turn. Although he's still... Even with a block, he can still hit you. You can still get burns if he hits you with Seer, which is, I've always found a little annoying, but whatever. Okay, Heavy Blade first, 17 damage. Love it. Now True Grit. Okay, it did the bash, that's not too big a deal. Okay, so again, that's not going to get through, because I have the damage up. And now he's going to be hitting me for a mega attack here, because he's fully... Or actually, next turn he will be. But it's not going to matter. He's not even going to get a chance. I'm going to do 28 points of damage with my Perfected Strike. And kaboom. Act 1 boss down. No problem. Alright, so we got a lot of gold. We got a regen potion. And we get a rare card. It's always a rare card. Now, I already have a Reaper card, so I don't need that. Good stuff. So now I have Fiendfire. I don't love Fiendfire because of the fact that it exhausts all those cards. This is useful, though, because whenever a card is exhausted, you draw a card. So I don't love these choices, but I'm going to pick Dark Embrace, I think. Although, well, I guess I could use 2 Reapers, actually. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I will do 2 Reapers. Okay, and now I open the chest. Now, this is always an interesting one, what's in the chest here. So these are really good relics. So I have 3 choices. Elites drop an additional relic when defeated. I don't love that because I'm not going to go out of my way to deal with elites. Astrolabe, upon pickup, transform 3 cards and upgrade them. So transform means that they are turned into something different, and then they're upgraded to their most powerful form. And then there's this. Now, this one is always tough because gaining an extra energy is so useful, and that means you have an extra energy every turn. The problem is no longer obtaining potions is rough because especially when you get towards the end, you want to be able to have some potions. So I think I'm going to go with the Astrolabe here. So we'll transform 3 cards. I'm going to transform 2 strikes and one block. And they turn into Clothesline, Pommel Strike, and Rupture, which is pretty good. Those are all pretty decent. Okay, so now we're on Act 2, the city. Here the difficulty level ramps up, but the good news is we don't have to worry about the keys anymore, so now we can just do the optimal path to get to the top. Holy cow, G, what is up? Dude, I have not talked to you in forever. How you been, G? What is going on, man? Good to see you. I am very glad to hear from you, man. There have been a few people from the old days who have been heading back in. Good to see you. How is life in the universe, G? Okay, so let's take a look. So I want to be able to do, again, visit a merchant later in the act. And I want to avoid elites if I can, because they're harder. So this looks like a fairly good path. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. Yeah, it's a pretty good path. Oh, I'm at my home. I'm at home nonstop. I just got the card, my graphics card, my external card delivered today, so I wanted to test it out. Oh, that's great, man. Summer in Brazil is a pain. I have been dealing with Brazil quite a bit, G, for reasons I can't talk about yet. But Brazil is going to be represented in my... I can't talk about how. In my professional life, Brazil will be represented sooner rather than later. But it's good to see you, man. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to take this route. We're going to go up this way, hit the merchant, hit the campfire, chest, question mark, monster, and then back into the fire again. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good path, actually. So, let's start over here. This guy. I think I forgot that you were from Brazil, Hishel. I should have known that, but... Okay, Rupture. Whenever you lose hit points from a card, gain 1 strength. That gets very useful when you combine it with a card called Combust, which I don't have yet, but if I get it, it's very useful. Okay, we're going to disarm this guy. I'm only doing 3x2. We're going to defend myself. There's no reason to use Reaper yet, because I'm not injured yet. And I'm going to strike him for that. So he will only get 1 damage through me. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. This particular situation is pretty awesome, so I'm pretty excited about it. Okay. I am going to... 15 damage in 3 weak. Yeah, you know, normally I would use Perfected Strike, but because this thing does 15 damage in 3 weak, that means for 3 turns he's going to have his damage amount reduced. So I think I'm going to do that. And then I will headbutt him, which will allow me to put... let's put that right back up top. Okay, now he's going to hit me with this Hex, which means that anytime I attack something, which is... Whenever I play a non-attack card, I'm going to get a Dazed card, which is a useless card, shuffled into my deck, but that's okay. So I am going to clothesline him again. That's how I do things. I'm going to shrug it off so I can block. And last but not least, I'm going to Pommel Strike, and I will draw 2 cards from that, which won't matter because I can't use them yet, but that's okay. Okay, so he's going to do no damage to me. What's up, Div? Oh, thank you for the sub, G. I don't have my alerts on because I'm doing this on ArvBox 2.0, but thank you for the sub, man. I appreciate it. We're up to 48 subs now, actually, which is really great. We're on our way back up. And speaking of people from the fine country of Brazil, what's up, Divinorium? You know, I feel like I know that the number one viewership country for me is the U.S., and I think the second number country for viewership is Canada. But I would not be surprised if Brazil was like, I don't know if it's 3 because I probably get a few more from Australia and the UK. Maybe Australia's 3, but I would bet that Brazil is top 5 anyway. Yep. I know it. No, I would love to visit Brazil someday. Okay, so now let's see. I have to block against that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Shrug It Off, which gains a block, draw a card. I do that first just in case. As it turns out, it's not something which is going to help me anyway, but this allows me to do 25 damage to him, which I'm going to do right now. Vamos Argentina. What's up, Dragon? How you doing, man? That's just because you're a crazy soccer fan. Okay, and then Heavy Blade will kill them off, and that'll take care of that. I did mention you, Light and Passion. What is up? How is Australia? Has any water arrived? Is there any water for you folks at all? Okay, so now this is an interesting thing. So if you look at these 3 cards, I already have a Clothesline. I'm not going to use that in this case because these 2 are the options. So you look at this and you go, wow, Perfected Strike. That's another strike card. That's going to boost both of those cards. And then you've got Carnage. You look at Carnage and you go 20 damage. The problem with Carnage is that, number 1, it's ethereal, which means that when it shows up in your hand, you have to play it, because if you don't, it will be exhausted at the end of the hand and it will vanish from your hand. So it kind of hamstrings you a bit. This card, on the other hand, is going to do 20 damage anyway because it's a strike card and it's combined with my other strike cards. It's part of this strike deck that I'm building, and it doesn't exhaust. So this is clearly the card to use. Same amount of energy as well. Only in the form of humidity. Yeah, true, Shadow, true. Okay, monsters up here. Okay, this dude. So the thing about this guy that's a little rough, the Spheric Guardian, he's not so bad on his own. When you combine him with others, he could be a little rough because he's so big on the block. He has 40 block. And then when you cut through it, the problem is he also has a thing called Barricade, which I can get through if I find a card for it, which means that block is not removed at the start of its turn. So normally at the beginning of your turn, you lose all the block that you played your last turn. His does not, so I have to get rid of it normally. So I'm going to try to hit him for as much damage as I can. The good news is that because I'm starting with an extra point of energy, I can do a few things here. Disarm is not going to work. Well, I'm going to use Disarm against him, even though he also has 3 artifacts, so that's going to be used up against him, but I don't want to use Shrug It Off here. So 2 damage, and so see, it's down to 12. So that's better, but still, he's going to like boost himself right back up with block. So he's at 37 now, and now he's going to attack me. Okay, so I'm going to use Rupture. That's fine. Okay, I'm going to Pommel Strike and do 2 cards. Perfected Strike. There we go. I'm going to take the hit because that 28 points let me break through his shield, which means he's down to 18 points, and because he's attacking me, he's not going to be able to rebuild it, so I have a good shot at being able to kill him off next turn. Also, remember, I always, at the end of combat, heal 6 hit points, which means I'm only going to really have lost 4 total points if I don't get hit again, and I won't because Perfected Strike. So this strike deck is coming together nicely. So again, I've got these same choices. I've got Carnage, True Grit. I don't want to do that. I'm going to do Headbutt again because Headbutt is very useful. Now I'm up to 22 cards, so again, I want to be careful not to overdo it, and I'm going to be more and more selective now about the cards that I'm choosing. Now this is an interesting thing. So here, do I have a... I do have a curse. Okay, here we go. An old beggar, cloaked in fur, reaches his hands out towards you as you pass. Spare some coin. I will offer him 75 gold. The beggar takes off its cloak to reveal that he is cleric. You are a kind soul, receive my purification! He screams. You were unsure if he is grateful or mad. My boy the cleric. Alright, I'm going to get rid of this injury card, which is just using up space in my deck. Okay, good stuff. On we go. Okay, these guys. I love these guys. Like, I don't actually like fighting 3 of them at once. That's obnoxious. But in general terms, I think these guys are funny. So there's basically these cultists who have these bird masks and just like do this thing like with their arms all the time. And they all do things like caw and my power is unmatched. So, yeah, there you go. There you go. Exactly, Aaron. Okay, so in this particular case, I am going to actually do damage to all of them. And I'll be healed up to full, but mostly I'm just doing it because I do damage to all of them. And then I'm going to clothesline this guy. 15 damage and 3 weak. They're going to boost themselves with a ritual which gives them 1 point of strength every turn, so you want to kill them off fast. If I can't do that, I always have this smoke bomb that I can use to bail from the combat, but I'd rather not do that if I can avoid it. So now we're back here, so here we go. I'm going to start with Pommel Strike. Gives me 2 cards. That's exactly what I like to see. And that means I'm going to kill this. Actually, wait a second. Yeah, no, I'm going to kill them off. Dead. Okay, so they're going to do 12 points of damage, but now I'm only dealing with 2 of them. But again, every turn they're going to get 3 strength all the time. So they're going to get more and more. So now they have 3 strength, and they're going to keep getting more and more powerful. So I want to not let these guys hang around. Okay, let's see. I'm going to use my regen potion because that will allow me to gain some of this health that I'm losing back. I'm going to hit this one. I'm going to use this headbutt even though I'm going to take more damage. But I'm going to do it because this way I can get my perfected strike and know for a fact that I'll nail this dude next turn. So, 5 points back. Yeah, all out of love, exactly. Okay. Ugh, I hate those extra hits. So as you can see, they start getting real rough here. That's a pretty good card to get, though, especially because I have 4 of them. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use the Reaper. Does 5 to each and takes care of that. And then I'm going to do damage to this guy. So I've only got 12 points of damage left on that guy. And I healed. So now I can focus all my attention on him. But again, he's getting awfully powerful. 15 strength, you know. So that can get really nasty. Disarm me a little bit. Okay, so I should be able to take him out next turn. Yeah, it's the interest that, yeah. Okay, 18 points, that'll be enough. So I'll hit him with this, 7 points left, and just for extra flair, down he goes. Okay, so 53. So I took some fair bit of damage there. As I say, 3 guys like that is not a great sort of matchup for him. Okay, so now, again, I have to be very careful about these cards. True Grid, I already have one of those. I talked about why I don't love those cards. Armaments is not bad. You gain 5 block and you upgrade a card in your hand for the rest of combat. Armaments is possible. I don't love Brutality because I don't like cards. Although, actually I take that back. I think I am going to take this, and here's why. Remember we got that card a while back that was called Rupture? Where is it? Yeah. Whenever you lose hit points from a card, gain 1 strength. If I use that and then combine it with this, that means that I'm getting a strength boost every turn. So I am going to use Brutality. Okay. Now I just need to get through these monsters and then I can get up to the Fire and Rest. Ah, this combination. Okay. So this guy is the big fighter and this guy or girl is the healer and strength person. So the deal is you always take out the healer first. So let's see. We're going to. Let's see. I'm going to headbutt. No, I'm going to strike. I'm going to defend myself. That and True Grit. Okay. Okay, so he's blocked. She's going to get that attack through. That's okay, because now I'm going to try to eliminate her the rest of the way. So, Heavy Blade. 27. Ah, that sucks. Okay, so I may need to. I'm going to have to use more energy here. And I'll tell you why, because I got to kill this guy off. 27, 10. Let's use Heavy Blade. Okay, so she's dead and can no longer heal. Now I can block a little bit, which gets me that way. Hey, what's up? This is Dunzel. Why are some of the card text green? That indicates that the number is buffed in some way, G. So the way that works is these cards are buffed because you get 2 additional damage for all your cards containing strike, and I am boosted because I have an extra strength already. So basically anything where it's higher than it would be normally, that affects things. Okay, I'm going to do Brutality because, again, I lose a hit point, but I get to draw a card, and I'm going to gain a strength every single time, which is really useful. Okay. I'm going to need that. Okay, now I may need to... Yeah, this is not great. I may need to use my Smoke Bomb to escape from him. I really did not want to do that, but I may have to. We'll see how this goes down. Okay. Okay, disarm. Hit him for that, block for that. Yeah. Okay, so 20 points, 10, 19, but I now have higher strength. So, can I take this guy out is the question. Ah, okay, yes I can. 29 here, and he's dead. Okay. So that was not bad. It just means that we definitely have to rest now. Dual wield is okay, but not at this particular case. I already have headbutts. Yeah, I'm gonna skip this. I don't really need to boost it there. I definitely need rest. So we're gonna rest there, and that will heal us up to 49 out of 80. Probably gonna need to rest again, but we'll see what happens after this merchant. Okay, now he's got 50% discounts on everything again, which is really useful. All right. Oh my gosh, look at some of these. Oh, wow, we got a lot of good options. All right, so here we go. The effects of your cost X cards are increased by 2. I don't have any cost X cards at the moment. Whenever you lose hit points, you gain 3 block next turn. That's interesting because if they hit you 3 times, then you get 3 extra block, which is useful. But right now I'm looking at these cards because there's a couple things here that are really beneficial. First of all, this Mayhem card is super useful because it means you play the top card of your draw pile for free. So basically, in addition to your normal cards, this gets played automatically for free, which is super useful. So we're going to get that. Metallicize means at the end of your turn you get 3 block automatically, also super useful and very cheap. And last, we have Cleave, which is useful for him because it allows you to do damage to all of your enemies. But I think in this particular case, having Dramatic Entrance, which can A, be upgraded, and B, is basically 6 points of damage right off the top to begin with, is really useful, so I'm going to do that. And the reason these prices are so cheap is because I picked up that membership card earlier, so that was super useful. Thank you, merchant guy. Okay, I'm going to rest again, because again, I'm a little low. Now I'm in good shape. Okay, now we get a treasure. Let's see what it is. Potion belt. Okay, it just means you get 2 extra slots for potions, which it's not super great, but whatever. Okay, now I'm not going to go this way because then I have to deal with an elite. Instead, I'm going to veer off and I'm going to go straight up and see what we get. In front of you sits an altar to a forgotten god. Oh, super useful. Top the altar sits an ornate female statue with arms outstretched. She calls out to you, demanding sacrifice. See, I got this golden idol before, which meant that enemies drop more gold, but now I'm going to offer this idol. As you gently set the idol onto the altar, a cold wind swims throughout the room. The arms of the statue begin to discolor and crumble. Your golden idol begins to dull in color and begins bleeding from its eyes. The bleeding never ceases. Here's the benefit. Whenever you gain gold, you heal 5 hit points, which means you're automatically getting an additional heal after every combat, in addition to my burning blood, which already gives me that, so that's good. I do not like the snake plant. But right off the bat, 7 damage to all enemies. Wha-bam, just getting started. Okay, we'll throw up Rupture because it's 0. We will Pommel Strike. Mayhem. So this is at the start of your turn, play the top card of your draw pile. So I'm going to play that out. So that means every turn, the beginning of my card, I get one of these cards played for free. So here we go. And that is Reaper, which gets played on me for free, which is great. Okay, I am going to shrug this off. I don't get as much. He currently has me as Frail, which means I get less block from these cards, which is a little frustrating, but... okay. I'm going to attack you for that. I'm going to defend myself again. Okay, so he hit me 3 times, unfortunately. The good news is he's gotten hit by a strike. Okay, now I am going to hit him for 15 damage, and I'm going to disarm him to make him weaker. Yeah, that Mayhem card, I remember when I first started playing this, I kept skipping it because I thought it wasn't that useful, and then later on I'm like, wait a minute, it's actually super useful. Okay, I've already played Rupture, so here comes Brutality, which is going to work real well with that. Metallicize means I get block after every turn. And now we've got this Perfected Strike. Okay, so that Metallicize means I now have 6 block. Yeah, he's going to hit me, but he's going to be dead after this turn. Shrug it off, lovely. And dead. That was not bad. So I get 60, and watch, I'm going to get gold, which means 5 more. So basically what that de facto means is that after every combat I'm getting now, what is it? I'm getting 6 hit points plus 5 for the gold. So I'm getting 11 gold each time. I'm getting 11 points of healing now after every combat. Okay, let's see if any of these are useful. I don't want True Grit. I've already explained why. I don't have enough spells. This allows me to deal damage equal to my block, but I don't have enough block cards in my deck for that to be really useful. So that leads to Clash. Clash is nice because every card in your hand is an attack, then you can deal 14 damage, and it's going to do more damage because I have Strength. So I think I'm going to actually choose that one, because it's 0, so... Okay, so now we go this way, now we go back onto this path. We're going to go here, and... yeah, I think I'm going to... it's borderline. I'm going to rest. I thought about smithing, but I'm going to rest. Alright, monster. Okay, so we've got... this is one of the interesting monsters in here. It's actually not a rat. It's a dead rat, which a fungus has taken over, so it's a fungus and a rat. It's pretty cool. Okay, first of all, dramatic entrance, 7 damage to everybody. Then Metallicize, so I get 3 block after every turn. And I want to take this guy down immediately. Wha-bam, dead. So now I've just got 1 guy to deal with. This guy's kind of a pain because he has plated armor, which means that he gets 14 points until you break through that armor. And he does some pretty serious stuff. Like, for example, you can see right now that he's got 27 he's about to hit me with. So I'm going to play this, which allows me to play the top card of my draw pile. I'm going to play my Defend, and that lets me play my Clash, which means I've broken through his defenses. He's going to do... yeah, exactly, Arnell. So he's going to do 19, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I'm not wild about this guy, but... okay. Let's see. So I'm going to shrug it off because I need to try to defend. I'm going to disarm him, and I'm going to hit him with that. That was a good turn. So he's not going to hit me for no damage. He's been damaged in terms of his strength ability. And I can now hit him. I hit him with Headbutt because of that automatic card. That's because of Mayhem, which is just, again, super useful. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to hit this guy for... let's do this. That's going to weaken him considerably. And I'm going to Headbutt him. And we're going to put... I'm going to put that up there. Okay, so he's going to hit me for 3. And he heals for that 3, which is unfortunate, but whatever. Okay. Okay, Brutality. I have both of my Reaper cards. Okay, unfortunately I'm not going to be able to use them because I got to hit him for this. And block. Okay, so he's not going to hit me for anything. So again, I'm going to get 11 points back at the end of this, so which will help. Reaper if I need it, but I won't. Okay. But I'm going to shrug it off. Okay, good. And 29 damage again. Okay. So I got 48 and now another 5, 53. And I can add a card to my deck. Sentinel is... I guess if exhausted you get energy. Not crazy about Sentinel. Warcry, I already talked about what I don't like. I don't like losing hit points, although I guess I could combine this. Maybe I'll take this because I can combine it with my Rupture card, so I guess I'll do that. Okay, now we go to the question mark and hope that this is not a combat. That's good. You find yourself in an old decorated chamber. In the center of the room, a large skull sits atop an ornate pedestal. As you approach, the skull bursts into flames and turns to face you. What is it you seek? What is it you offer? In sync with its final words, the door behind you slams shut. I'm just leaving. Behind you, mortal. You peek behind the skull. Surely enough, there's a door. Because I didn't want to take 8 points of damage both ways. Okay. I'm going to have to rest here. It's not going to get me up to full, which is too bad, but whatever. Okay. Now, this guy is the collector. I don't know that I have enough points to deal with this guy, but we'll see. Alright, he's going to summon minions, which is going to be a pain. But what we're going to do here is we're going to put Rupture up here. We're going to put Dramatic Entrance up here. We are going to Reaper so I can get some of my points back. Okay, that's not too bad. So 74 out of 80, and then I'm going to headbutt him. And that is not a bad start. Okay. So now we've got Brutality. Lose 1 hit point, draw 1 card. But remember, this is going to give me that extra strength. Lose 3 hit points, do 15 points of damage. And that's going to give me, of course, more strength, which is good. And let's see. I'm going to hit. I want to put Reaper back up there, definitely. And now True Grit, because I want to block. Okay. So they're going to hit me for a lot of damage, but now the question is, can I get rid of those minions and then go back up to him? Alright, Rupture I'm up to strength now. Okay, we want Mayhem. We want Reaper. 7 damage to everybody. And all that will come back, so that's good. So now I've got my deck set up. The problem is I'm going to take a lot of damage here, which is not great. Puts me in a bad spot, and I don't have any, so I basically need to make sure that I take those guys out. Okay. Metallicize is going to be important. Let's see. I have a bunch of 2 cards, which is really unfortunate. But I'm going to use this because I'll get 2 cards, and if I have... Oh, this is going to work out. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is... So to make this work, I need every card in my hand to be an attack. So what we're going to do is we're going to disarm him. That means this can now be played, which means I get to take him out. That was really helpful. So that worked out. Now he's going to do a big debuff on me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think my points... I don't think the deck's going to work unless I can build up faster. Which, you know, I definitely need more defense. Drink my Swift Potion and see if I can get anything else here. 5 block. Okay. 14. So he's going to end up doing 10 points of damage to me, which is not terrible, but it's not great. Okay. Now he's going to buff himself, which means I have a chance now to really do some damage to him. The problem, I would normally do this because it would also boost my strength. The problem is I'm pretty low on hit points. I don't feel like I can do that. So I'm just going to have to hit him straight up. So 22 damage, 18 damage. So my damage is ramping up. The issue is, am I going to be able to do it in time? Like here, he could kill me off this turn if I can't block him well enough. So let's do this and draw 2 cards. Alright. Shrug it off. And I can't use that because I have a couple of non-attack cards in my hand, so... Okay, 13. So that's going to bring me up to 12. All right. Ooh, 3 hit points. That was painful. Okay. Okay, this is actually fine. I'll do this. And then we've got 33 damage. And Clash. Now, I have an outside chance here. I have an outside chance because I've got to focus all my damage on him. If I get the right cards next turn, I could pull this out. I've got to kill him this coming turn. He's going to summon his minions here, and I'm not going to be able to block him off long enough because I'm going to lose more points here, but I have a shot, depending on the cards I get. Okay. So, here we go. I got to play this just right. Too vulnerable. This is really tough. Gotta take him out this turn. So, 28 damage plus 24 damage is 52 damage. Or 28 damage and can I even block? Can I get enough? Can I get 20 block up? Is the question. 15, 20. What's the pot? What do you mean? Oh, the potion? It's a smoke bomb, so it's not going to work in this combat. So, if I lay down, shrug it off, that'll give me 8 block. Defend, 5 block is 13. True Grit is 7. That's 20 block. And they're going to do 28 points of damage. It wouldn't be enough. The only thing that might work is if I play Shrug It Off. If I play Shrug It Off, I get to draw a card. So if I play Shrug It Off and I draw a card and it's another... and it's another block. If I play Shrug It Off, that gives me 8 block. And then I draw another card. And actually, I would have to draw from that thing, so I could get it again. So that would be 16 points. Plus 5 is 21. 28. So, Shrug It Off gives me an outside shot. Or, I could play Clothesline. But see, Clothesline, the most I can do at this moment is 28. I could do 28 points of damage to him. which would drop him to 65, 57. 57 damage, and then if I hit him for my most powerful thing, which is probably clothesline, 57 minus 24 would be 33. I still wouldn't have killed him off. True, I do have Metallicize. Alright, I'm gonna give it a shot. Shrug it off. Cross your fingers, chat. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Alright, so let's see. 13, 20, plus Metallicize is 23. 5. Okay, I got a shot. So, defend. And then... Okay, so 20. Plus the 3 for Metallicize. Okay, so now I can headbutt him. Oh, and you know what else? I just realized I can kill him off, which means 21 points of damage. I just realized I was wrong. My math was wrong. Because now they're only going to do 21 points of damage to me, and they're not going to get through to me this turn. That helped. That helped a lot. Alright, I got 2 block. Now I'm going to take a point of damage from the rupture. I have a shot, folks. I have a shot here. Damage, 27 damage. Okay. Whew. All right. Oh my God. All right. 27 damage to him will leave him with 8 points. But the problem is, when I do that, I won't be able to hit him for anything else. And then it'll kill me this turn. So, if I use Shrug It Off, I have 2 non-attack cards in my hand. Shrug It Off and Defend. The problem is, if I use Shrug It Off, Wait a second. Let me think about this. 25. Oh, I don't even need to do that. Watch. 10 points of damage. Woo! Booyah! We pulled it out, people. We pulled it out. Pulled it out. With nothing to spare, pretty much. Damn. Alright, good stuff. So, yeah, that was rough. Well, I mean, he's the boss of Act 2. Okay, I don't like Fiend Fire. Exhume is interesting because you put a card from your exhaust pile into your hand, but block not being removed at the start of your turn is real useful, so we're going to go with that. That worked out. Okay, here we go. Now, gain energy at the start of your turn. You can no longer rest at rest sites. Hell no. Hell no. Not being able to rest at rest sites, no. This one is good. Choose energy at the start of your turn. Future card rewards have 2 less cards to choose from, or choker. You can't play more than 6 cards. This one's clearly the best. I don't care if I have 2 fewer cards. I'm happy with my deck anyway. Alright, here we go. Act 3, the Beyond. Now, this guy that's the enemy is not my favorite. He is the Time Eater, and he's tough. Do you love block builds? Well, I didn't start with a block build, but I might have to adjust to that. Okay, remember, we don't need keys, so what we want to do here is try to avoid the tough fights and come up with a good path up here. This merchant is nice and far up there. I like that. So we're gonna want to go this way. And then – 10 takes a little while to get to those, but that's cool. Alright, I'll start with this one. Alright, I like the start of this. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to deal 7 damage to everything. 2 mayhem, I love it. Let's see, and I'm going to use this on such a waste, but he's dead. Okay. Alright. So now we can take care of that dude. Clearly perfected strike is what I want. Normally I would use barricade, but in this particular case, there's no reason to do that because I've almost got this guy down, and then it's just this one that's left over to deal with. He will not be able to hit me. I gotta kill him before he explodes, but I'm gonna kill him this turn. And I did already. So now we have Rupture, which will help if I need it. Probably will not even matter though, because he'll be dead by this time. Yeah, those guys are not rough with this build. 6 points, 76 plus the healing, so I'm up to maximum again. And I'm going to actually take Iron Wave, because 7 blocks, 7 damage upgraded is pretty good. Alright, we're going to go right. And head up this way. So, Dino, have you won the game yet? Because I have not been able to beat Act 4 yet. I've gotten to the boss a couple times, but... Okay, so we could gain 999 gold, which is a lot. Fight a boss from Act 1 to obtain a rare relic. 2 normality is not a... Well... It's tough, though. Oh, but the very next turn, you know what? I'm going to do this. 999 gold. The reason I'm doing this is because that's an incredible amount of gold, and there's a merchant right here. So I'm going to remove one of those normality right now. It only cost me 38. Goodbye, 1 normality. Okay. Now we are in good shape, folks. 1121. Every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile. Every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain 1 dexterity. Hell yes. Cards which exhaust when played will instead discard 50% of the time. Hell yes. The sundial, every 3 times you shuffle your draw pile, gain 2 energy. Yes, please. Another dramatic entrance. Oh, I have done that too. I've actually gotten to the heart a couple times. Okay, dramatic entrance, yes please. Still have 726 gold. This is going to gain 5 maximum HP, so we're definitely going to get that. Demon form, at the start of your turn, gain 2 strength. Clearly going to be doing that. Let's see. This whirlwind thing is super useful. I actually think I'm going to get this too. I mean, I could literally clean this guy out. I mean, that's the benefit of doing this. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm going to do another disarm. I like the idea. I mean, it's 19. 3 weak. Costs 1 less each time you lose hit points. That... Yeah. I'm going to drink that right now. That was useful. That was useful, and I've still got 463 gold. That was just very lucky that I happened to get that 999 thing with the 2 curses right before the merchant. That was real lucky. So, okay. We meet again. A cheery, disheveled fellow approaches you gleefully. You do not know this man. I'm not losing mayhem. Lose swift potion, obtain a relic. It's me, Ranwood. Have any goods for me today? The usual? A fellow like me can't make it alone, you know. You eye him suspiciously and consider your options. I think lose swift potion, obtain a relic. Question card. Future card rewards have 1 additional card to choose from. Now, the interesting thing about that is that this thing that I got caused me to have 2 fewer cards, so this sort of almost counteracts that, at least half of it. Exquisite was feeling parched. Glup, glup, glup. He downs the potion on 1 go and lets out a satisfied burp. He rummages around his various pockets. Here, look what I've got for you today. Take it, take it. It's not a great relic, but it's okay. Alright, monster fight. Ugh. I hate these guys because you have to kill all of them equally because they're life-linked. So if you kill one of them, then that one will regrow until you kill the other two. So it's just kind of a pain. Fortunately, though, I have a lot of damage to everyone cards now. And that one did not exhaust. So one of those innates exhausted, the other one didn't. Reaper, 5 damage to everybody. Damage to you. Okay, that was good. Okay. Now, let's see, we're going to have Brutality. We're going to disarm you. We are going to deal damage to you. We are going to headbutt you, and I'm definitely going to do that one. And we're going to True Grit, and I will not exhaust anything because I don't have anything in my hand to begin with. Yeah, so I'm not fans of these guys just because it's like groups plus you can't really focus on one, and that's not his strength really. Okay, 7 damage to everybody again. Lovely. I did not exhaust again, which is great. Okay, now normally I would totally be about the demon form, but in this particular case, since I can take some of these guys out already, like so, and like so, that means now all I have to do is take out this guy. Gotta take him out this turn though, because these two are regrowing. Gotta take you out this turn. Oh, come on, man. And I can only play 3 cards. Alright, I gotta play this then. I gotta try to wipe him out. Oh, sweet. Yep. Okay, good. Woo! Alright. And that healed me again. Poison potion. And, okay, so this adds 2 wound in your hand, gain 20 block. Yeah, it's probably pretty useful. Okay. Oh, the Maw. Alright, the Maw. Well, I'm gonna make sure that I get some stuff coming your way. Some block for later. Dramatic entrance. Dramatic entrance. And I got a dexterity for that. Good. Good combinations here. Okay, now he's going to start attacking me, but good news about that is that I'm going to weaken vulnerable. That's all I can play this turn, but that's okay. And I think I'm also going to apply poison and vulnerable to him. Instead of saving those potions, there's a chance I'll get more potions, and sometimes you want to make sure that you preserve your health down the line. And so to preserve your health down the line, you need to be able to do things like what I just did. Okay. I'm going to use Demon Form this time. So I can use my Clash. And now I'm going to be building up strength all the time, which is nice. Poison is the big thing of the Silent. The Silent was like this assassin type, uses tons of those. Right, Mayhem, which continues to be useful all the time. Disarm, please. Iron Wave. Okay. And he's going to hit me twice. He's not going to do anything to me, and I have my block remaining because of my barricade. So, Rupture, this is going to start improving my strength even further. I want to metallicize. I'm going to disarm you again. And increase my total amount of block. Alright. So that's good. That Metallicize is building it up because of the barricade, so it's useful. Okay. Yeah, Barricade's nasty. The problem with Barricade is it's expensive. Like, 3 is basically using up an entire turn. But, I mean, having said that, yeah, it's definitely useful. Okay. I am playing this because I'm going to get more block, which will be useful later on. Very tempted to do this. I think I have to. That was worth the trade-off. Okay. So 37. Yeah, I mean it's and block builds, as Dino said earlier on, block builds are pretty nasty too. I started as a strike build, but the thing is you have enough time in the game to adjust your strategy, which I like. So okay, so I can really now build up 17 damage 5 times. Here we go. And dead. So 71 plus I get that extra, so I'm up to 76 out of 85. I love it. I'm gonna skip this because again I want to make sure that I'm being very careful about the cards I take at this point. Okay, this guy is weird. So this guy is called the Transient, and he has, as you see, 999 health, and he does a ton of damage, and he gets stronger every turn. But the trick with him is that every hit point that he loses strength also. So I'm gonna play this. When I do this, he's immediately down to 15, and then 11, and then 6, and then 0. And he has to survive, you have to survive 5 turns and then he disappears. There is an achievement that you get for killing him, but I've never been able to do it. You can do it with sort of building up over time. So, see, this is the problem. So I could use Barricade here, but if I use Barricade, I've used up, like, all of my energy right off. So instead, I'm going to use Heavy Blade, which is going to knock him down to 12, and down to 5. So 5 damage, which is not too bad. Again, he gets stronger every time, so you just got to keep at him. Disarm him. Disarm him. Perfected Strike. I'm going to headbutt him. And I'm going to put... let's put Perfected Strike back there, and I'm going to Clash. There we go. So he's just kind of weird. He's like one of those weird things that you fight in this game that you're like, what is this thing? But you can see now 56, so it's getting pretty nasty. Alright, so Perfected Strike. We'll cut him down to 24. That will certainly help. Oh, I have Normality. Oh, god damn it. Well, he's going to hit me for all of that, because I forgot I had Normality. Shoot. Because I could only play 3 cards while that was in my hand. That's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. However, the good news is... okay, 6 times 4... yeah, it's not great, so... yeah, exactly. Normie's ruining it for everybody, right? Okay. 30, and then... six of one, half dozen of the other. Let's do that. Okay, 20, and so he's going to do 9 points of damage, and then he'll disappear. So that Normality really screwed me up. That fight was going well, and then that happened. So that sucks, but what are you going to do? I don't care. Although... you know what? Dual wield might work well if I get it at the beginning of the hand with those others, so that could be very useful later. So we'll see. Alright, so I'm going to have to rest here, which is too bad, because I was hoping to smith the card, but I could not do it. But... okay. In the chest, we find Bottled Flame. Choose an attack. Start each combat with this card in your hand. Okay. Now, you gotta be careful, because this is already innate, which means you start with it anyway. So that would not be good. So, what card could I start with? I think probably Perfected Strike Plus. I will always have Perfected Strike Plus in my hand. Okay, and I don't want to go this way because I'm going to have to deal with an elite, so I'm going to go this way. Oh, crap. Urgh. These guys. Those guys. That sucks. I really want to save this smoke thing, this smoke potion, but smoke bomb, but I may. Oh, nice. I won't have to worry about it now. See, what happened there was Mayhem played Whirlwind. Now, Whirlwind, every point of energy that you put into it, it does a certain amount of damage. But because I hadn't used any energy yet, I get to use the full power of Whirlwind and not have used energy yet. So now there's no reason for me to get out of this because I'm fine. Now I will be okay. So that's fine. That Whirlwind was pretty sweet. It's the power of Mayhem. Okay, nah, I don't, nah. Okay. So, now, we're gonna go here. We'll see what our health is like. Ooh, a chest. Nice, Molten Egg. It's pretty late in the game for Molten Egg, but whatever. I'm gonna go through here, because I have 516 gold, and there's a merchant right after this. So it's a little risky, but having the chance for the merchant is just too good. Yeah, that Whirlwind, having that ability to get the Whirlwind up top without having to waste anything on it is just so useful. Okay. Let's see. So... okay, you're dead. Wait, nope. Timing is important. Okay, I want you to do... okay. I'm gonna have to draw. I'm gonna use Swift Potion. I don't really want to, but I have to because I need to be able to block and to be able to do some damage here. So. Okay. Alright, so I got 7 block to begin with. Okay, let's throw up Demon Form here. And power through. Oh, crap. Because of the wounds, I forgot that it adds wounds, so I can't play that. That sucks. Oh well. At least I'm not going to get hit by that dude. That's annoying, though. I screwed that up. I forgot that those wounds go into my hand immediately. Oh, well. Okay. Let's see. Be good for healing. Okay. Now we metallicize. Actually, no, we don't metallicize. We shrug it off. Okay, we innate. And then we metallicize. 13. Okay, so he's only going to do 4 points of damage. That's fine. I knew that this was a little risky, but it's going to be worth it because we're going to get the gold off of this plus the merchant afterwards, so it will be worth it. Okay. So, 14, I get an ancient potion. Twin strike. I mean, it would improve... Yeah, because it's going to improve those strikes. Okay, now we go to the merchant with 530 gold. Alright, what do we got? Whenever you play... Alright, let's see. Normal enemy combats. Let's do this step by step. Oh, first of all, card removal service. Where's that normality at? Get the hell out of my deck, normality. Get the hell out of my deck. Alright. Now... Oh my god, we could literally buy just about all of this. Okay, let us do the bomb at the end of 3 turns. Deal 40 damage to all enemies. I like that. Blood potion is going to be useful. Plus the fear potion. Plus the explosive potion. Get out of here, Norman. So... I don't know whether it's worth getting this just to make sure I don't get into a fight, but probably it is. Move all of your debuffs. That's good. Inflame to gain 2 strength. Another shrug it off. And this is basically just to keep boosting my strikes. And that's pretty good. Full up on potions. Alright. Question mark. Alright, a colorless card. X random colorless cards into your hand. They cost 0 this turn. Put a card from your hand to the bottom of your draw pile. It costs 0 until played. So the problem with these is that the guy that I'm fighting at the top of this, every time you play a card, his little timer ticks up, and at the end of whatever it is, 11 or 12 cards, he gains a strength, that your turn ends immediately, and he gains a strength and attacks you with whatever he was going to attack you with. So having a bunch more cards doesn't help against him. This one... I guess. Confusion, objective balance must be enforced. Define balance, error balance not found. Define balance, error balance not found. Warning, large object approaching. I am Niao. Yeah, I know, right, Aradno? Okay, let's go here. Alright, we're obviously going to rest. 63 out of 85, and then my blood potion will do hopefully the rest of the way. Okay, here we go, folks. 77 out of 85. Alright. Here it is, people. Oh wait. Let's do this right. Gain an artifact. Apply 3 vulnerable. More damage. Okay. It's a nice opening salvo. Wish I had any block at all. Ouch. That is most unfortunate. Alright, okay, Mayhem. This is interesting. Because that's going to give me 2 of these. Oh, but I don't have enough... Man, I don't have enough of these. Oh, I don't have any energy points. God bless America. Although... Whatever, I have more of those there, so... Ah, shoot. I took too much damage. Like, all my blocks did not show up when I needed them to. This is very bad. Okay, now he's gonna buff. And he's got 8 already, so... Choose an 8 to put on the bottom of your draw pile. Okay. I need Demon Form for sure. Need to disarm. Oh, really? You mean the Heart Boss? Lego? This is gonna be tough. Do I have Rupture up? I don't. I can't be doing that throughout the turn. Okay. This is going to end my turn, but that's okay, because it just means that he's going to gain strength, and he's going to immediately do this. Okay. Alright. So... okay, that helps. Rupture. No, I've got to do this. Well, I don't have to do it, actually, but... I think it's just I think it's not an actual D20, I just think it's a... yeah, I mean, I have gotten to that heart like 2 or 3 times, but I have not been able to beat it yet. Okay, so Reaper. Okay, first of all, what do we have for points? Disarm. Oh, the spoon. Spoon! Okay, plus metallicize. Okay, 7, so 26 points. He's at 3x3 now, which is still good. Okay. So... 41 damage. See what I mean about the heavy blade? 41 damage now because of that. And obviously what I'm going to put back is the heavy blade. Where is it? Because I just keep getting stronger and stronger. And I'm going to do this on purpose because I want him to use his thing now. Because it ends my turn, but my turn was over anyway. See, he's not hitting me. Yeah, the Ironclad is more straight ahead than the Silent. My favorite is actually the Defect. Okay, the bomb. Alright, someone set us up the bomb. Okay, Barricade's nice, but I don't... oh, man, if I use Barricade... wish I had one more energy. I think he heals himself here, which is going to be annoying. Yeah. Heals himself for 100. Okay, we're going to disarm him again. Going to pommel strike him. $25 damage. Let's try to keep disarming him. Another headbutt. Okay. Yeah, you do end up needing, I think, more cards in the end. I think that's true, actually. Okay. I really would like to disarm you more. Okay, and then we're gonna put back here. Okay, there we go. Now he's gonna queue up here. 36. Okay. Alright, 3151. Okay, 24. Got a shot. 15. Oh, yeah, I do have a shot. I got him. Yes. Got him, people. Alright. Now we got the keys. There's the heart. To thump, to thump, to thump. A deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of this evil? You ready your blade? You deal 651 damage. The heart squirms and bleeds, but is ultimately still pounding. Are your mightiest attacks not enough? You ask yourself, have I been here before? The heart pulses louder and louder as your consciousness begins to fade. A sudden burst of energy emanates from inside you, jolting you awake. The heart retreats upwards. A large door is revealed in its place. All right. Here are the keys. Welcome to Act 4, people. This is the final act. The problem also is there's an elite combat right before that, which is really hard. So, in this final act, we start here, and he will be able to upgrade a card. So let's see what we actually want to upgrade. Damage. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna go with that. Okay, now, the merchant is still cheap, but even at that, no attacks, draw 2 cards. Blood potion, that's useful. Ah, combust. At the end of your turn, lose 1 hit point, deal 5 damage to all enemies. That could actually be useful. I've been waiting to see if that card was ever going to show up. Let's see. Alright. Yeah, I thought about that, but... Okay, the elite. Now, these elites are really difficult, too. However, I have an ace in the hole, and that is that I have the smoke bomb. I need to kill this guy and then get the hell out is what I need to do. So... Okay. Wait. Okay. Ouch. Ouch twice. Alright. So, we gain 2 strength. I really need to kill you. If I can kill this guy, I can escape from the spear. So I need to kill this guy. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, twice. Okay. Oh my god. Oh, okay, they're not going to hit me yet. That's nice. Don't want to use brutality. I want to lose my hit points. God damn it. 15. 15. Come on. 30. No, I'm not going to make it. God bless America, man. That sucks. So close. So close. Oh well. If I got through those elite, I would have faced them. I would have faced the heart. Oh well. It was a good run though. It was a really good run. But that's frustrating. So frustrating because I was that close to getting to the heart. And then you don't even get a chance to heal before you get to the heart. So cards did not work out. But the score was real good. I had a score of 666. Anyway. All right. Well, that was Slay the Spire. That was pretty sweet, actually. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks, but I started. They're hard, man. They're really difficult to deal with. Anyway, but okay, that was going to deal with me. So that was the test. And other than the fact that I clearly need to use my regular webcam because this webcam's not good enough, the built-in one. I think this came out pretty well. I'm fairly happy with it, actually. So this is ArvBox 2.0. I am very pleased with how it. What distinguishes it is, as I get rid of Steam, what distinguishes it is that it is way less weight, and it's just a lower profile. Like, I'll show you without having to. The wires are kind of limiting here, but you can see here that is the external box, and that is the monitor, which I used to bring with me all the time anyway. And so, well, remember though, in fairness, Aridanel, I mean, I'm in my house, which has really good wireless internet, and I'm only one floor down. So, you know, I can't always promise that it's going to look like this, but in general terms, yes. I mean, this is a much better card than the one that I had in ArvBox, and the laptop itself is lighter. Yeah, ArvBox is exactly like I built ArvBox 4.5 years ago, and I put in a graphics card that was an old graphics card from a year or two before that. Whereas this one, everything it's just way more portable, and it means that I'm going to be able to have more room, and you know, I just think it came out really nicely. Yes, it is. It's not even 2 rigs, honestly, G. It literally, this card, this thing right here. This card right here, again, I have to be careful and not move around too much, but like, it's like this, that big. In fact, the power brick is almost as big as the thing itself. You missed it? Yeah. So it looks like this. Right, G? Like this thing is like that wide and like that long. It's just, yeah. I mean, like when I saw that it was like, I got it for about $350. So for $350, this is a dock. Also, it allows you to rig up multiple displays. Not only do I have my extra monitor on this, but I could theoretically, if I wanted to, although I don't right now, but I could theoretically get a couple of other monitors. This can run 3 monitors at the same time, all at 4K, if I wanted to do that. It has USB. I can actually charge another device out of this. Plus, this is charging my laptop. And this is doing everything, graphics and everything, through the Thunderbolt cable, which is nuts. Like, you know, so it's a GTX 1050, which is, you know, obviously I know that's not a new card or anything. Upstairs I have a 1060, you know, so I'm aware that like a 1050 is not a big deal, except that compared to my HD 7770, you know, which was my Radeon from whatever, that was okay. And, you know, ArvBox 1.0 did exactly what I wanted it to do. I built it to be portable. It could all fit into a carry-on. I've been all over the country with that. I've actually been to other countries with that, and it's worked like a champ. So I have nothing but good things to say about it. But the reality is that having something like this, if you guys were able to see that, like basically if you didn't realize that I was not streaming at my desktop at home, assuming that you all watched that and you're like, oh, this is fine, and you weren't even noticing any differences, other than the fact that my webcam, obviously I'm going to be using my C920 instead of my built-in webcam here, then it's doing what I want it to do, and I can carry way less stuff, and it makes getting through airport security a lot faster, and just like all the way around. It's good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Definitely, G. Well, you know what? And also, when I built this 4 years ago, the physical dimensions, I need to look it up again, Marinda. I'm not sure. But this is like, it's smaller than like a sheet of paper. It's like it really is. It's smaller than a sheet of paper. I wish I could show you. Yeah, yeah, but this camera, this webcam is not. This webcam is my built-in one on my laptop. I'm gonna be using my C920, which is the one that I used to use for years, and I have a C922, which is my main one. But the C920 is the one that most Twitch streamers use. C920 is a good camera, so that's the one I'm going to be using for this. So with the C920, and I'm using my Samsung GoPro mic, which is what I use when I'm on the road. I really like that. Yeah, 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 exactly, Marinda, exactly. Right, G. That's true. And you're right, Marinda. That's a good point. Like, that's one of the reasons I wanted to try Slay the Spire. I also tried earlier today, I did Ziggurat. I tried a little bit of some other game, I don't remember. I was trying a bunch of different games just to sort of get a sense of how they are. All I want this to be able to do is to play, like games on basically medium settings, to be able to stream it that way. D&D I probably already could have done without this, or done without even needing to get this. I don't even have to bring this with me. If I'm just going to work, or if I'm going on Fantasy Fiction Fridays and I do my creative writing stream from Starbucks, I don't need this setup. Like, I can just have my laptop. But if I want to be able to do what I just did with Slay the Spire and stream without dropping frames and doing all that kind of stuff, that'll be useful. Yeah, probably Mech Warrior. Although, well, Bard's Tale 4 is pretty intensive, Marinda. Bard's Tale 4 would probably fit into that description. So that's fairly intense. So yeah. And I thought about trying that as well. So a green screen. Yeah. I have to say, I've never, this is just me. I've never liked green screens. I don't like the effect when I'm watching it. I don't know if it's just because I don't like feeling like the streamer has just vanished into the background. It feels artificial to me. I don't know why. I understand it says that people say, well, it gives you more room. But if you drop your webcam down, right? Like if you drop your webcam down to a portion of the screen, like, it doesn't take up that much room to begin with. But admittedly, it doesn't look, it looks like it gets that stuff in behind. But I don't know. I guess I've never been crazy about green screens. I may at some point deal with that, and again, that would be another thing to carry. Like, the nice thing about this, one of the reasons I did this was because I'm going to be traveling a fair bit this year, because I've already traveled to Farpoint, Baltimore, but I'm going to be flying to ICFA in Florida next month. In April, I may have something going on. In May, I'm going to be in Pittsburgh for Three Rivers Comic Con. June, I'm probably going to be at Origins in Columbus. July, I'm going to be at ReaderCon in Boston. August, I'm going to be at Gen Con in Indianapolis, and I might be going overseas for Worldcon. And then probably will be going to PAX Unplugged in November, plus CanCon in October. I just have a lot of travel stuff that's going. I'm going to be going to Seattle with the family for probably 4 to 5 weeks. So with all of that going on, do I really want to be dealing with having to roll around ArvBox? And I just thought about it. It was during the last trip at Farpoint that I was like, and I mean, I have taken that up and set it. I've set it up and broken it down so many times, like it's second nature to me. But this time I'm like, oh my God, set, do. And like this one, I was just like, laptop, dock, wire, plug, microphone, and that's it. So it's a lot faster and just lower profile, and so yeah. I think this is good. I'm pretty happy with ArvBox 2.0. So yeah, basically what's made it possible to do this streaming rig type of stuff. When I did it, there was nothing like this. I was building, because you could have a laptop, but the graphics card, as everybody knows, sucks. What changed 4.5 years ago to now is Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt 3 has made it possible to do this. Like, this cable, this is one little cable that charges, that sends data, that allows you to do Ethernet. It's weird. Like, you can literally hook up an Ethernet cable to the Thunderbolt dock, and it will work as if you had plugged an Ethernet cable into your laptop. So it can charge your laptop, Ethernet cable, and also run video. Like, crazy. Right. And the onboard card that it has is But this card makes a sort of significant difference. So, right, and I think that's the way it is for a lot of people now, Ardenel. A lot of people don't want to deal with the other stuff. They like the four. I have to admit, me too. Like having an SSD, having a thin. This is like 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds. Having a 3.5 pound thing that's on my back instead of a 7 pound thing doesn't feel like a big difference until you start walking around with it. And when I'm doing ArvBox, I had the thing that was a roller, the suitcase, basically the carry-on that was a roller. And so it worked great, but it just, and I don't have to bring a power strip for this. All I need is one plug. I literally can run the entire computer off of one plug. This dock plugs into the wall and everything else plugs into this. So I can plug all of these things in. I can plug all the stuff into the dock. I can plug all of the things into, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I can plug this into the wall. I can plug all of these things into the dock. I can plug from the dock, the video thing goes up to the monitor. The USB monitor is powered through the USB from the dock. So I need to bring the dock and the power brick, the computer, and the little external monitor that folds down flat. And that's it. And the webcam. And the microphone comes in I always carry my microphone with me in my bag anyway. So the only real difference is the fact that I'm carrying the brick and this card. So it's easier. Yeah, or a 70-pound thing in a sled. That's right. So, yeah. So anyway, and the fact that this laptop was free because my university issued it to us also was really helpful. So I'm very pleased about it. So anyway, it's late. I got to get to bed. I've got my normal stream coming tomorrow at noon on Tuesday. I will be streaming with Terry Toons. We'll be doing a live game book illustration stream of Sagard the Barbarian, the Fire Demon. And then on at 4 p.m. Eastern, we have D&D with GOG over at GOG.com's Twitch channel with Pen and Pixels. And I will be doing D&D with GOG. And I have got a surprise tomorrow, folks. You will not want to miss this surprise. It's going to be cool. You will not want to miss it. So that is happening tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. And then I will be, we may be premiering the Clay That Woke this week. We're still working on scheduling for that. But on Friday, the return of Assignment Impossible, my 60s spy series, will return. And that's going to have a surprise as well. And then Saturday, we are back with Curse of Strahd. So also next week, early next week, I'm going to be making an announcement about the date for the Kickstarter that's being run for my Forbidden Library adventure that Alligator Alley is putting out, the folks that do Espergenesis. I announced already that it was going to be happening sometime in March, but now I have a set date. I know exactly when it's going to run. I actually talked to them tonight, so I will be making that announcement next week, and hopefully also we'll be able to announce some other things very soon regarding other publishing projects happening this year. All very exciting, super cool, so it's going to be good stuff. But bedtime for me. So I got to head off to bed. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm not going to do a raid today because doesn't work with everything that I have set up. And I'm also going to make try to set up my alerts. I have to do my alerts in here. So I'll try to set that up in the next couple of days. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you all for being here. That was fun playing some Slay the Spire. It was good to see you again, G. Good to see everybody, in fact. It's good to see Aradinel and Dragonspear and Shadow Mage, best mods in the business. Good to see those three plus Nonstop Divinorium, G, and Marinda, all subs of mine. And again, G, good to see you, and thank you for subbing again. I appreciate it. Don't be a stranger. I'm glad that your schedule allowed you to hang out with us again. Thank you to Marinda, to Active Energy. I already said Marinda for subbing. Thank you, Marinda. Thank you to Active Energy, to another TTV viewer, Apricot Troopfruit, CinemaCast, who I don't know if I've seen in here before, CinemaCast. I hope you like what you saw and heard and will follow and support the stream. Don't forget, by the way, before I go on to the names, if you haven't done so, check out the YouTube with !ArvTube, the Discord with !ArvCord, my website, arvaneleron.com. Make sure to check out the shop with !ArvShop. Don't forget to follow the channel. Please support the Twitter with !ArvTweets. And of course, we've got the Patreon sitting right up there at $367.96. And of course, we've got the sub, which right now is sitting at about 49 subs. My goal is to get to 80 by the end of the year. So thank you so much for those of you who subbed tonight and have subbed before. It is lovely. Thank you. No, that's not true. You too, Aridinel. Aridinel is our newest mod, but still beloved. So please do all that. Thank you to Commander Root. Thank you to Dino Thunderlung. Thank you to. I hope I did you proud, Dino, as best I could. It was a good run. The end there, I kind of ran out of steam. Thank you to Game Masters Vault. Thank you to Host Giveaway, to Jagtress, Light and Passion, Boobot, Mr. Mano, Mrs. Dunsel. Thank you to No Name Namer, Polizei, Positivity Bot for always keeping me positive. Thank you to PKD fans, Secret Agenda. What's up, Secret Agenda? I know who that is. Thank you to Slow Cool. Thank you to Snicer Tenny. Thank you to Stalio. Thank you to Stay Hydrated Bot for always keeping me hydrated. Thank you to Streep. Thank you to you, Christensen. Thank you to V&K. Thank you to Video Store Cowboy, who you'll be hearing from more of soon, I hope. And thank you to Virgo Praz. Thanks, everyone. Much love, and I will see all of you wonderful people soon, by which I mean tomorrow. Until then, be good to each other. Have a good night. ArvBox 2.0 is officially on the job.
Straight and true. Well, your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark.